Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review was Trap, a M. Night Shyamalan movie. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get into it. So let's just go over the cast real quick. The cast is not that deep. So we go Josh Hartnett Cooper. Haley Mills is Dr. Joseph Grant. Salika Shyamalan, Lady Raven, and I believe that's M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. Allison Pill is Rachel, which is the mom. Kid Cudi is the thinker. He plays as an artist on there. Ariel Donahue plays as Riley. Marnie McPhail plays as Jodie's mom. Tim Russ plays as Parker Wayne. And that's pretty much the bulk of the cast right there that's of substance. So this movie was decent. And let's get into it. So we've seen the trailer, so we already know what's this about. We know that Josh Hartnett's character, which is Cooper, we know that he's a serial killer, and pretty much he went to take his daughter to a concert to see the Lady Raven, and he finds out from the vendor associate that there's a trap set inside of this concert for the serial killer called the Butcher that's somewhere in the concert. So all of that is told by the trailer. So it's pretty much, we're looking to see what happens during this whole time. So the main bulk of the movie is Cooper with his daughter Riley, and they're trying, and she's there to see Lady Raven. He's trying to find out as much intel as possible to see how he's going to get out of this situation that he's in where they're on to him. So he's back and forth, and the whole plot during this time is him figuring out how him doing different things, where he befriends the vendor attendant that we've seen, befriending him as this good dad for his daughter. He wanted some merch. He stole that vendor attendant associate's badge. That associate name is Jamie. So Jamie ended up telling Jamie ended up telling that he told Cooper, like, he gave him more information he wasn't supposed to. He told him there was a secret word Hamilton that they always told that they should use when they get around the cops, and they were given a special badge card. So he knew all this information. So he was trying to figure out, he stole a walkie-talkie where he was listening to them while they was explaining everything. So he's making his way. So eventually in the concert, he's seen a guy walking by, and which it was the Lady Raven's uncle. But this character Lady Raven's uncle was played by M. Night Shyamalan. And so he pretty much just had to spark the conversation, befriended him, said, hey, my daughter right there, who's real excited, she's recovering from leukemia. She don't like to talk about it because she feels she was cursed. And the Lady Raven brings a dream girl up at every show, and a special fan gets to come up there and dance with her, sing along. So they chose Riley, of course, and part of choosing Riley, they get to go backstage. So that was his out to get away from, because the cops and Dr. Grant, she's a profilist, and she's pretty much been profiling. They got a description of him, and they've been picking different people out throughout the crowd, and so he's been dodging them the whole time. So eventually they get backstage, and so kind of how they figured out he was going to be at this concert, because at one of his spots they found a ticket receipt that he was going to be at this concert. So that triggered them off that he going to be at this concert. They used the concert as a way to trap him. So eventually he got backstage with the Lady of Raven. She met with Riley, and so he pretty much said he wanted to speak to Lady of Raven in person, one on one. And so he went in the back, speak to Lady Raven, and pretty much told her who he was, and he was the butcher. He notices a trap, and he pretty much showed her a video footage of somebody he had sitting in a house somewhere. And so he said, by pushing the button, I'll push this, and it'll send pretty much like gas or something to kill the kid. And so he told Raven, the Lady of Raven, listen, you're gonna help me get out of here, because they won't check you. They make sure everything is all right. So what happens from there? Lady of Raven leaves. Of course, she ain't got no team with her. She leaves by herself with Cooper and Riley and her driver. And he was gonna let her go. He was like, listen, just drop us off a block away. I get to my car. But Lady of Raven, knowing that there's a kid out there, the kid named Spencer, that we find out, she pretty much throws herself in the middle and said, hey, Riley, can I see your house? And of course, Riley was all excited, called her mom, told her mom that Lady of Raven, she went backstage and she wants to come see my house. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And so the mom agreed, and they showed up. Now he's pissed because he already told her that he could set this thing off by the touch of his phone. So they come in the house, and Lady of Raven sees she's trying to delay time. So she sees the piano they have, start playing the piano, and the dad was sitting there with the phone like he's recording Lady of Raven, but he's really got the button that he could push. So Lady of Raven took Riley's phone. Riley, of course, is the daughter. Took her phone, and so that she wouldn't be able to do a selfie. So Lady of Raven said, let's take a selfie. And she grabbed the dad's phone, took a selfie, acted like she was taking a selfie, and then ran in the bathroom. So he was steady trying to beat down the door, but he's trying to stay calm in front of his family, his wife, Rachel, and daughter, Riley, and his son. And he's trying to stay calm. Meanwhile, the Lady of Raven is in the bathroom. She sees Spencer, and she talks to him from the phone and pretty much told him, we don't got a lot of time, and you need to let me know. Think of the last thing you seen, he thought of was a broken statue of a lion. The house had a blue door. That's the last he remembered. And so she jumps on line to talk to her fans, pretty much telling her fans, listen, there's a kid named Spencer out there. We got to save him. He's within the Philadelphia, New Jersey area. And just think of anybody know about a broken lion statue with a blue door. And finally, some kid that was on there connected said, oh, I know that place. That's across the street. And then she was like, call somebody, go over there, say, help this person, call the cops or whatever. And so they did that, and the person responded back saying, I'm gonna get my uncle. Meanwhile, the Lady of Raven, what'd she do? She texted her driver and said, call the police. So by that time, Cooper came in, which is the butcher, came in the bathroom, said, what did you do? And pretty much looked at the footage of, he was very, especially pushed the button to kill Spencer, but Spencer wasn't there. So he's like, how did you do that? And so from there, he told the Lady of Raven, come on, you need to get in the car with me. And he pretty much, they profiled him right, saying he was in a dark color car, pretty much saying that he had mother issues, stuff like that. So he pretty much was going to take his wife's car. He took and put his family up in a room and locked the door. But they climbed out the window. So when he opened up the door, the garage door, about to leave, I thought the police was going to be standing there waiting for him. Instead, it was the family looking at him. So he didn't want to act crazy in front of the family. So the Lady of Raven got up, and by that time, He played telling his talking normal to his family, like, hey, you know, you got this going on, and the people coming to see the water pump, don't let them convince you saying you need a new one and everything like that. And then he shut the garage door, so when the cops all arrived, they figured he was in the house. He pretty much had already had an escape route to leave the house, and he had to exit out the house. And what happened is the lady at Raven, she was driving, and end up it was him driving. He had a FBI tactical SWAT gear on, and he ended up being her driver. He's going to kidnap her, take her somewhere. Ironically, he goes into town somewhere where he's the driver and she's back in the limousine, and he got her handcuffed to a piece of the car. She's trying to break loose. Eventually she was able to press the button to release the window down. People got a chance to see her as she's in the car, and of course they flocked to the car, stopped in the car. When they stopped to the car, she eventually broke off the handcuff and was able to get out. So by this time he's sitting in the car, the cops surround the car thinking he's still in there, but he wasn't. He was able to escape that, put on regular clothes, and leave. So it shows the Dr. Grant FBI profiler goes back and talk with the mom, Rachel, and pretty much said, you know, your kids is away, we could have you taken away. She's like, no, I want to stay here. She said it'd be two cop cars outside. So it's pretty much a setup. They waiting for him to come back in. He slipped back in while Rachel was talking. Pretty much said he pretty much said he wanted to kill her, and he broke down that he kind of started playing stuff in his head and how he knew she set him up because she thought he was cheating. She tracked him down and was following him. She followed him he was like a fireman, and so he knows about, it's a bunch of abandoned houses all over that people don't even, just vacant. So he said he's going to pretty much put him to use. And so she thought he was cheating, and she followed him, and then she went back and broke into the house. There it was just a chair there, and she digged through his wallet, and she found that receipt of the concert. She left that receipt on purpose, hoping that will lead the cops to get him, because she already was suspecting that he was the butcher, because she was smelling his clothes, and it didn't smell like cleaning product. It smelled like the stuff out of the hospital. So she was on to him, but didn't really say anything. Now what took place from there is he said he had rage for her because she's stopping him from watching his kids grow up. After that, she said, well, if you're gonna kill me, pretty much, let's just eat this last pie for Riley. And so he decided he'd eat the pie with her. What happened was he left his bag that he had while the cops were trying to follow him. They didn't look into his bag. He had all these pills. She crushed the pills up and put it in the pie that he ate. So what it did was start to give him hallucinate. So he started hallucinating. He grabbed the knife, but he didn't have the mind frame to try to hit her or stab her or anything. Then what took place is he started talking, which was Dr. Grant, but he's thinking it's his mom. And so when he went further to go talk to Dr. Grant, but was thinking it's his mom, the cops came and pretty much tasered him, and they kept tasering him. One cop tasered him, he rushed him, threw him on the ground, then the other cop started tasing him, and then Dr. Grant came in and started tasing. They finally tased him to the point where it dropped him. Dr. Grant took the knife. They locked him up. As he was walking out, one of the kids' bikes was on the ground. He went and picked up the bike, and the wife was like, no, don't shoot him. He just, like he's doing something sentimental. He loves his kids. He's picking up the bike. But you could tell he doing something slick at the time. So another cop car pulls up, and Riley and her little brother comes out. Riley rushes to him, gives him a hug, and they pretty much put him in a cop car. And it shows Dr. Grant suspiciously, just looking real suspicious. And then it shows the camera view goes to the bike. You see a spoke missing on the bike. So why they threw him in the back of the cop car, it shows him in the back of the cop car tweaking the handcuffs to get released. He releases the handcuffs, he smiles, that's how it goes off. Now there's a mid-credit scene with Jamie seeing the footage from the news that the guy he was helping at the concert was the butcher. So it shows that. Now we all know that from Unbreakable to Split and Mr. Glass all tied in together as a trilogy. At one point I was going to give this movie a 2, but I see the potential for this movie where this movie can go to a 2.5 to a 3, because it has the potential to tie in other movies to this first movie. So the movie's good enough, decent enough to watch, but it's could be plot twist is that Dr. Grant, because the wife was Rebecca, was a Rachel. I said Rebecca. The wife Rachel was a little suspect too. So I'm kind of thinking something weirded out with her. They could do a twist with her, but plot twist that Dr. Grant is his mom. So I don't know if they ever said if the mom died or anything like that. I might have missed that, but plot twist that Dr. Grant is his mom. Of course, we already see he got loose of the handcuffs, so he could get loose, break free, and now he's on a run. You bring back in Lady Raven again. He's hunting other people down. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a part 2. So this has the potential to get another trilogy out of this if they get real creative. And I think Shyamalan has he has his daughter is not just I think an actor on here. I think she's part of the writing or something, something else she's part of. So that was cool to see him let his daughter get involved. And so it's a decent movie. I just said subscribe to the channel, like the video. Out of my 4-star rating system, I give it a 2.5 out of 4 stars. It's a good watch. It is going to get even I don't know how many people are going to rush out to the theaters to see it, but definitely when it hits streaming, it's going to be way more popular when it hits streaming, because it's a good watch. And then if you know his movies, you can definitely see them tying this into another trilogy. They got something here. I like the plot. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.